Also with us on the program, Mr. PKD Nambiar, Political Analyst, is with us on the show as well. And last but not the least, PKD Nambiar, Political Analyst, also with us on the show. PKD, thank you for joining us. Is Manipur likely to become a flashpoint for the government and its popularity come the 2024 Lok Sabha elections?
Good evening, Vineet. I do agree to an extent because since the background of Manipur and how the ethnicities is working there and the China threat and etc., both the generals have really explained it very well. So I'm not going there. I would like to rather focus on the political aspect of it. Yes, there is no doubt that Manipur has been in a troubled state from the last couple of months, and this requires to have a strong intervention from the central government. And I have no doubt to believe that the central government is not acting there. So it may not be visible as the way we wanted to, or we may wanted the army to go and captive everybody and keep everything under custody and etc. That can be one of the way of looking at, but that may not be the real solution. And as the other gentlemen were talking about, that the Manipur issue is not started from today. In fact, today in the Twitter and etc., there is a video which is viral. That is the George Fernandez during the NDA one time, that the Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time, giving an explanation about what is happening in Manipur and even some of the northeastern states that time. So the challenges of the northeastern states are not new. But yes, in the era of internet or in the era of the social media, this may have happening in this level, maybe for the first time. And I have no doubt to say that this requires to be discussed in detail in the parliament. And at the end of the discussion, maybe either the home minister or the prime minister needs to reply, and the nation really want to know that what is the government is doing, what is the current situation. We don't even know the exact situation, what's happening in Manipur. It may have been contained or it may have gone up. We don't know. So generally after 3 months and both the generals are there. So generally after 3 months, a country like India, I'm sure that it must have been contained into a great extent. But this really is going to be a challenge for the government. There is no doubt. But I think the strong government, and which is also led by like Narendra Modi, like a strong leader like him, they would have been really having a plan A, plan B, and plan C. And many people were talking about why this government has not been thrown out. But maybe at this hour or maybe at this juncture, this may be the right way to have a strong government, the elected government, which is actually been elected only some time ago. They should be able to handle it better, maybe with the support from the center. That could be one of the reasons that they have not been asked to go, or otherwise any other things have been done. So, but I think the opposition is trying to use this or misuse this as an opportunity to score their political point. I believe that, as one of the generals said, that all the political parties should sit together, plan out and discuss the real issues of not only Manipur, maybe and the many other northeastern states, like in Nagaland and in many other places where the different tribals can't look at each other. Those kind of a situation. There are terror groups which was very active some times ago. So, and a prime minister who has visited 50 times, not in the history of India, in the last 70 years, all the prime minister put together has not gone. So I think telling that, oh, this government do not have any action plan in the place, or this government is not looking at the northeastern states well, may not be right. Because I believe that this is the only government, Narendra Modi government is the only government which has given so much of an attention to the northeastern states. Every a minister has to go every month. There are multiple ministers are going to northeastern states in the last 9 years. And there is so much of focus on both in terms of infrastructure projects, so much of focus. And for the information of both the generals and all of you know that there is so much of infrastructure development in this part of our border also have been taken place in the last 9 years or maybe like 10 years. So I think we need to be cautious. We need to be aware, and we being a thriving democracy, you and me need to know what's happening to my sisters and brothers in Manipur. But whole thing, which if you really look at it, what is triggered is the old video of the two women, naked, and that video is the one which has shook the country, not at the current situation. So I think what happened about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, is really worrisome, and that the country needs to have an answer to it. But having said that, let's not forget that atrocities against the woman is not only happening in Manipur or in Nagaland or in Northeast, it happens everywhere. So I think we need to have a strong will, and I think this government do have it. Or maybe they may. The opposition should also be in the parliament. I was just telling a few minutes ago to another channel that either my way or highway attitude will not work. If you are serious about the Manipur, and if your concerns about the Manipur is true, it doesn't matter which rule you are going to discuss this. It doesn't matter that you are going to have a discussion on this topic for 1 hour, 2 hours. It's not 5 hours. It doesn't matter. The only thing is, at least let this be discussed in the parliament.
Okay.
And all the people from the government have been telling that, including the Prime Minister, that we are ready to discuss this. And I think the opposition should bend a little so that there is a discussion take place and you and me know what's happening in Manipur.
Exactly. That's a good perspective, PKD, that you've lent. It's obvious that the situation in Manipur as it stands today